So then,
what do I get?
this side opposite the bench seat, I
Your-
want to
your-
have all
your
the
other side?
Yeah.
Yep.
All the shoe racks.
Yep.
So literally shoe rack to the roof. We have a lot of shoes.
Yep.
Eddie in particular has a lot of shoes.
Yep.
150 pairs.
And then,
Comes around over top of that bench. We're talking about blocking it in maybe, or doing something to make that look pretty tricky.
Yep. So yeah, so it's gonna look like it's kind of floating kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just do a set of drawers.
Yep.
And then
So printer and all that sort of stuff, where do you think?
I would say it would all go here. So probably here I probably go, yeah, like 5 shelves each bay.
Yeah, fully adjustable.
Yep.
So
Or you can do a full car.
so we got back our quote for all of our cabinetry throughout the whole house. So that's the kitchen, the office, laundry, all of the cupboards, the walk-in robes, anywhere, cabinets in the bathrooms, anywhere that there's cabinetry. And so it just come in just under 50 grand. So we were very happy with that. That was like our endeavoured budget to stick within. We were hoping to get bench tops in for that as well, but that's just going to be really unachievable. So we're going to source their bench tops elsewhere. But because we've chosen the cabinet maker that we're going to use, I'm going to go into his showroom this morning and just confirm some of the finishes that we want for the cupboards throughout the house and throughout the kitchen mostly. So I'm really excited for that. Welcome back to part 2 of our kitchen and cabinetry. We have found the perfect cabinet maker here on the Gold Coast that has been able to bring our vision to life within budget, which is amazing. So his business is called Adam's Designer Kitchens if you're local, and he's been amazing. We've been working really closely with him to make sure we have everything spot on, designed how we want it to still fit within that budget. The kitchen especially, it is the heart of any home, but for a Waitomo house especially, you walk through the front door, you kind of walk behind the couch in the living area and then to the kitchen, and there's going to be a huge pendant over the kitchen, so it's going to really draw your eye to that section of the house when you walk through the front door. So it needs to be impressive, and Eddie and I have put a lot of pressure on ourselves to make sure that the kitchen is really beautiful and kind of meets the standard that we have, mainly because of the fact that we decided not to put a butler's pantry in, and we're really confident about that decision. But most definitely houses in the price bracket that we're going to be selling our house in usually have a butler's pantry. So we have just been working really closely with Adam to make sure that our long galley style kitchen is still spacious, has heaps of storage, it's functional and really beautiful despite the fact that it doesn't have a butler's pantry, and I'm really confident we're going to be able to bring that to life. I wanted to take you guys through some of the finishes and the decisions we've had to make when it comes to the kitchen and the rest of the house. So this has been challenging to say the least. We wanted to make sure the kitchen is really not boring, that there's lots of textures and features and different materials. So we have decided on a few things. Some of the finishes we've used before and we know we loved, so we feel confident in using them again. And then there's some other things that we've never used, so we're excited to use them, but there's also some decisions that we're really struggling with. So maybe after I show you guys these today, if you could send me through what you think would be best or what you think would look good, that would actually be really helpful. To make lots of room in our budget for all of the features that we want in our kitchen, like our our micro pantry, which has pop-in doors, and our natural stone, and all of the things I'll take you through in a moment. What we've done is in the rest of the house, we've just chosen really, really basic options that will look really impressive, but they don't have a huge price tag. So one of those things is just using like a Laminex textured finish on all of the cupboards, you know, throughout the laundry and the office and the, you know, the linen cupboards and stuff. And then inside of our walk-in robe and the other walk-in robe, there's 2 walk-in robes in the house, we're not doing any cupboard doors inside that room. So that's quite common. A lot of people don't have cupboard doors in their walk-in robe, but it's just a great way to save money. And then all of the, I guess, the wardrobes in that section will just be in a just like a satin white, which looks really nice. But this just allows more room in our budget for the kitchen, which I'm so excited to tell you about. Our biggest concern when it came to our finishes in the kitchen was that it would be too boring. We love the house to be white and crisp, but from, I guess, our experience with other renovations when we've done everything white, which we've done so many times, is it kind of looked a bit simple and plain at the end. And that has its benefits for buyers because then they can kind of add their own spin. But we just really want this house to have a little bit more character and I guess a few more features. So one of the things that we have decided to do is to use 2 different finishes throughout the kitchen. So on all of the overheads, we will have one sort of finish, and then all of the cupboards and drawers underneath the benches will be another finish. And so we've done this for 2 reasons. One, to create 2 different textures in the kitchen so that it is exciting and there is, I guess, different features and different things to look at. But the other one was cost, because one of the choices that we've made is much more expensive. So to keep the costs down, having the 2 different materials was a really good way to do it. So, and people do this a lot. Like a lot of people will have like certain cupboards in a different finish, but we've just decided to do it as all of the ones under the bench and then all of the overhead. So it's definitely a little bit different, but we think it will be really cool. So the first finish that we decided on is for all of the overheads, and we've decided on 2-pack shaker doors. So this was the more expensive option, and that's why we've decided to do something cheaper on the bottom. But because they are 2-pack shaker doors are beautiful, and they will be the thing that's above the bench, so you'll be able to see that mostly. And then all of the cupboards underneath the kitchen bench top will be a kind of tossing up between 2 things. We're either going with a textured, it's a Laminex, and it's like a textured white. It's a very crisp white. So that was one choice. Or the other decision was, again, it was another product. I can't remember, maybe it's called Nick Pole or something. Yeah, I think the brand was Nick Pole, but it's more of a white wash. So it has a lot more character. My concern about using that was that it might look a little bit grey, and I really love a crisp white finish, but then I'm a little bit worried it will look too boring. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys think, because that's the one decision that we're stuck most on. The other decision that we've been able to make is for our kitchen bench top. So we've always used like a Builder's Range composite white stone, just because it's what could fit in our budget. It looks great, like it's just white stone, like you can't go wrong. But we've never used anything extravagant or anything. So we just really wanted to put a bit more thought and go for something really cool in this house if the budget allowed it, which we think it has, but we looked into a few different options. The first one was, of course, a natural stone. So it has a bit more patterns and character to it. We were suggested to go for a natural stone over a marble or anything like that, just because of the cost. So we looked at some natural stone options. And then another thing that we've looked at, which we didn't imagine, but I was just in a shop and I seen the sample and I thought, wow, that's beautiful, was Corian. And I think Corian would be a really cool product. You can literally just form it any way that you like. So in our kitchen, because we have the 2 windows as splashbacks, there's a small area around those windows that needs a splashback. And then another huge feature in our kitchen bench top is on our island bench. We're having a 3-meter island that is at kitchen height. And then we're having a step up, which is a huge circle which will be at bar height, which you can put bar stools around. So just even having that step up, choosing like a Korean where you can mold it and stuff without joins, would be a really good option. So we've gotten quotes for both of those things, and I was really happy that it turned out the natural stone ended up being the more affordable option here, which kind of surprised me. So we went to Fine Stone on the Gold Coast and looked at some different stones, and the one that ended up getting in cheapest was my favorite, which I was so happy about, which it definitely is not the cheapest choice there, but out of the choices that I chose, it was the cheapest. And that was called, I think it was called Dulce Vita. Dulce Vita. And it's beautiful. It's kind of like a beige. It's got lots of like, just so much character. It's got lots of like, I don't know how to describe it, but you can get them in different finishes as well. So I think I'm gonna go for the leather finish. He showed me what they all looked like and I chose that. So we're leaning towards that. And we were also really happy because I anticipated that because natural stone would be so expensive, that we would just have to use that in the kitchen and then the powder room, because the powder room is a floating bench, but in all of the other bathrooms and the laundry, that we would just need to use, you know, a white composite stone to save money. But I've learned that when buying a natural stone, you have to buy the whole slab. So whether you need to use it or not, you have to pay for the whole slab. And so our cabinet maker measured all of our bench tops and sent it off and did a quote for stone. And it works out that either way, we have enough stone to do all of the bench tops throughout our house except the laundry, which is fine. So what we're going to do is we're going to use a builder's composite stone in the laundry, just a white stone, and then the rest of the stone throughout the house will be the natural stone, which I'm just so happy about. It's going to be amazing. And then one other key thing that we really wanted, we just really want to make this work, is we wanted to have quite a wide drop face. So traditionally stones, either a composite stone or a real stone, natural stone, you know, just the average width of a bench, you know, I don't even know what it is, but it's not that thick. So we really wanted to have that thick edge, like 60 or 70 mil. So that is more expensive, but we just feel like it makes such a bigger statement. So that, I think the quote that we got to have the natural stone throughout the whole house with the 60 or 70 mil drop face, I believe it was about 23,000, but Eddie might correct me on that. So we are just so excited with all of our finishes, and we honestly just can't wait to see it come to life.